want to be on?
Just a little bit higher is fine. I'm just going to ask Mr. Bixler if he recognizes this document.
I do.
What do you recognize it to be?
I recognize it to be the policy for the escape response plan from DAI.
And that's Wisconsin Department of Corrections, of course, right?
Correct.
Okay, Judge, if you could go down to page 6 for me, please, and I'm looking for section 3.
Right, we're on section 3, page 6, response exhibit 1. Go ahead.
Mr. Bixler, do you, well, I guess drawing your attention to section 3 there, can you just tell me briefly, what does that say? What does this pertain to, this section?
This is essentially a checklist or a direct instructions or procedures that DAI staff are to follow when there is an escape.
And just in general terms, it looks like section 3, there's a letter A under there. What does that pertain to?
The verification of escape.
Okay, and Judge, if you could scroll down to, I think it's just a little bit lower. Yeah, B is what I'm looking for here, Judge. But if you could put the B at the top, I think it goes on to the next page. So, Mr. Bixler, directing your attention to section B, can you just explain what this pertains to?
Certainly. That pertains to the information that's necessary to relay to the monitoring center what we would need from the facility or the institution to be able to relay to us so that we can complete and enter the information to create an active warrant via the DOC 58.
And does it give a timeline or time frame as to when the notification to the monitoring center should be made or must be made?
Sure. It makes a 30-minute policy to enter the system, the escape into the NCIC system.
And just focused on letter B, can you read that sentence for me?
Sure. Facility shall make the following contacts immediately after verification of escape or escape attempt.
And then right under that is number 1. Can you just read number 1 for me?
Certainly. Law enforcement contact.
Okay. And then number 2, can you read number 2 for me?
Sure. Monitoring Center, 608-240-3949 or 888-222-4362.
And Monitoring Center, I assume that refers to the Electronic Monitoring Center?
It does.
Okay. And then, Judge, if you could scroll down to B6. Unfortunately, I didn't put a page number here, but it should only be maybe the next page. Up just a little bit higher, I'm sorry. I think it's on the previous page, Judge. Sorry about that. Yeah, right here.
Right here?
Okay. So just in very general terms, what is B6, what does that require?
I'm sorry, letter 6 or number 6? Or?
Yeah, I'm sorry, number 6, just 6A. Could you just read that?
Sure. 6A is notification of victims and witnesses.
Okay. And again, that's required notification, immediate notification, correct?
That is.
Okay. Judge, actually, that's all the questions I have.
All right, Mr. Cross, do you want me to continue to share stuff? You're muted.
Sorry, the screens are raised. Right, yeah, just if we can just be on that page. That's the immediate page, right? I think.
The one that we just finished with, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just ask, because this is something I've wondered for a long time. I believe, and I'm, are you ready for my question, sir, Mr. Bixler?
Certainly, sir.
Great, perfect. Okay.
All right, so begin Cross, Mr. Cross.
Thank you. So on this page here, it says immediate, and I understood you said earlier that it was 30 minutes. Right, and I've been trying to figure out what immediate's meant for 3 years now. So how do you know that immediate means 30 minutes?
So it's immediate contact from the institution once they're able to, or once they confirm the escape. it's 30 minutes from when they notify the monitoring center to enter it into the system.
So you were the one who's got the 30 minutes. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
Okay, I appreciate that. But then do you have, based on your experience, do you have any understanding of what immediate means there?
I don't. I've never worked at an institution, so I don't know what steps they have to take to confirm an escape.
I appreciate that answer. Okay. And then before you were saying that there was or you got a call from your supervisor, I understand, and they were saying that it was on the media, right?
Correct.
Was that the only information that you had about this being out in the media?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, is it true that there was that this information was put about the escape was put out by the department on social media? Is that true?
I don't know. I don't know who it was put out by. Actually,
Okay. Is that something in your experience that the department does?
that puts out that information about an escape.
Right.
This was the first time that we'd had an escape from DAI from a major institution. Most of the other escapes we had were walkaways from the center system. So that was not, it wasn't common for center system to go into the media right away because those were low risk prisoners. Or,
Okay.
I'm sorry, people under department's care.
Right. So you don't know if the Department of Corrections told Channel 3000 about the escape or something else?
I don't know who it was reported by.
Okay. And then just on the issue of warrants, is it true that a police officer, as soon as an inmate leaves the facility, that a police officer can't arrest that inmate until there's a warrant issued?
I'm going to object to relevance and speculation.
Well, I think that he was asking in connection with your questioning, so I'm going to allow.
Law enforcement can detain anyone at any time for questioning or anything like that, but they can't arrest without due process or in this case a warrant. And like I said, there's within the warrants issued by DOC, we have 10 minutes to confirm from an agency the first request for a warrant, and if that to verify, and if that fails, we have a second attempt. After that second attempt, it is my understanding that they are to let that individual go.
Okay. Now I think I understand. When and this is a different, or we're going back a subject, so bear with me here. When we were looking at those warrants before, with Mr. Mullenbach just a few moments ago, you recall what I'm talking about? Right,
Yes.
and so there was an indication of when the warrant was issued, right? Is
Correct.
but that's from the 30 minutes that you would have had to, once you've been notified, is that right?
No, that was the exact time that it was entered into the system.
Okay, right, but I'm saying that that's not, because there's a two-step process, and correct me if I'm wrong, but first what happens is as far as you're concerned, the institution notifies you, and then you fill out the form, and that's what what's being captured there is you completing the form, isn't that right?
The form itself would have a time when it's submitted to us, and then
Right.
the time it's entered into the time system would have the time it was entered into the time system.
Okay. And do we get that? Do we get the number that it was given to you when you were talking to Mr. Mullenbach?
That should be the time it was given to us or put in should be on the DOC 58.
Okay, did you identify that number before? That's what I'm asking.
I did not identify it before. No.
Okay.
I mean, the form, yes, but not the time. No, I did not.
Okay. Well, I guess we can leave it at that. So you're saying whatever's indicated on that form should be the time that you got it. Is that right? If you're that quick, Judge, I appreciate it, but I don't mean to demand it of you.
I don't remember which one it is. Is it
I think it was
2? Or I think it's 2.
No, it's not a policy. It's the,
No, okay, sorry. Something I don't remember. Oh, maybe it was this one. Yeah. It was this one, wasn't it?
58. That's a good one. Yes. Hopefully it's right there at the top.
All right, response exhibit 13. Is this the document that you needed to see, or was it the further one down that we looked at?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mr. Bixler, which is the one that gives you the time?
Both of them do, but this one should have the time, I believe it was put in.
Where?
Can you scroll down? There we go, right there. The time that we received the call was 7 a.m.
Okay. So then my question is, I guess my final series of questions, unless there's anything else, is is it law enforcement? I know we talked about they're able to arrest somebody if they leave, but are they able to issue a warrant on their own, independent of your body agency?
No, law enforcement cannot. No.
Because they have to go through a judge. Is that what you mean?
Correct.
Okay. Are you aware of whether or not that happened in this case here?
No, the warrant was issued through the monitoring center for the Department of Corrections.
Okay, but are those things mutually exclusive? I guess that's maybe part of my confusion. And let me clarify that. What I mean by, is it possible that there could have been a warrant issued by Columbia County and a warrant issued by your office simultaneously, for lack of a better word?
No, part of the process of entering the warrant,
Okay.
part of the certification that we get is we have to run the individual before we enter the warrant to make sure there's not duplications of warrants.
Okay, I appreciate that for clearing me up. I'm gonna put myself on mute, Judge. I just want to make sure my client doesn't have anything else. And
All right.
hopefully we're done. Thank you. Thank you. No more questions.
All right, great. So is there any redirect, Mr. Mullenbach?
I just have one. Mr. Bixler, do you know whether there was any issues initially with respect to CCI identifying the correct inmates of the names of the 2 inmates that escaped?
Don't know.
Okay. That's all I have, Judge.
All right, anything on that, Mr. Cross?
No.
All right, thank you. Stop sharing. And Mr. Bixler, you're free to go. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, then. So by my count, we're on our last witness. Is that correct, Mr. Mullenbach?
That's correct, Judge.
And who is this?
Elizabeth Lucas, and I anticipate this witness will also be hopefully a short witness as well.
Okay, and 10-minute break to bring her on, is that enough?
It should be, Judge.
Okay, so say 10:50. No, 10:55. All right, around between 10:55 and 2 o'clock. All right, is that okay?
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you. You mean 1:55.
1:55.
One.
Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you.